Hello, here's Dana. Welcome back. This is the second video I'm making about learning Micaela's aria. And this should be actually the first step I'm showing you. But as I told you, I did this now, but I still need time for my head to understand it, to have a concrete picture, and to understand it with my whole body, my mind, how this role is. So it's good to write a little biography, how, I mean, not an official one, but what is important. For example, it's important to look that the place is Sevilla in Spain and it's in 1820. And I just looked up that in 1820 in Sevilla they started a kind of revolution. They did in other cities, but it started in Sevilla to break the 6 years. I cannot really say it in English. So it was like an absolute monarchy. I don't want to say it bad. I understood what was going on. So it was not that good for the people, how the politics were for 6 years. Um, and from 1820, it started to be liberal for the first time, I think. I mean, as after a long time. And the the economy was not that good because we are after the war. And since 8 years, it's just since 8 years ago that the French occupation ended. So you can imagine that something new started in this very hot city, and where people have temperament and fire, and something just got free, and that's exciting, and maybe people have this excited feeling and also like relief, what, like, who, now something is happening and something started I always wanted to happen. So now this is the place where Micaela lives, and she's a peasant. So maybe nowadays this word doesn't have a good meaning, but I think to be a farmer or just to be a peasant and being with nature and working with nature is quite nice. And so this is my view, my imagination with the facts we have from the libretto and everything. So probably she's not as old as I am. She's like, I would say 16, and she's living with she doesn't have parents anymore, and she's living with the mother of Don Jose, who she is in love with. And I actually I want to be like her because I think that she thinks so simple and logical about how life is going. So I don't think she's sitting around and thinking and philosophing about stuff. She's in love with Don Jose, and why? Because for her, it's not an option. She doesn't even think about that. She could just go to another city, and if this doesn't work with Don Jose, she can just go to another city, study something interesting and exciting, and be open-minded, and get people know, and just meet someone else and fall in love with him, or maybe then another guy. So it's not like that. It was not like that. And she's also not that personality, and she's also probably not raised as this, to think like this. So she doesn't even think like that there could be another option. She knows Don Jose. They were friends as a child, as children already. And what did I write? So I also write what they like to do, what their hobbies are, or I mean, from the roles, and for example, what they eat. Because if you write down what they eat, what you think they eat, you get really close to that imagination. So it's very important that if you're learning a role or you're singing something, that you can you can understand the character. You can have a picture, but it has to be very concrete, certain, that you can almost touch. You can have a lot of ideas, but if it's too much and it's not focused on something, then the audience will feel it. So these ideas you can keep, these lot of ideas, but you should grab one, and they are coming with. I hope you understand me. So that's why if I write down what they eat, then then I can really imagine how, for example, Micaela's day starts, or how is her day, what kind of feeling, what kind of weather, what kind of feeling her body has, and etc. So I wrote that she eats boiled egg, ham, and maybe some coal for it. And coal, maybe I said it in German. So some kind of green salad, or what they have on the fields. And of course, everything is bio and self-made. And she is a very nice and neat and also courageous person. And everybody likes her actually, where they live. She's not. She's a very good person. She's very sympathetic, but she's not famous or something. Like, if you know her, for example, if you're a neighbor of Micaela, then you say, yeah, yeah, Micaela, she's so nice, and like that. And she's working on the field, or I don't know. So they are living in a village. You can see in the history of the opera. And with the mothers, I imagine that there are more families, more houses that work together on the fields. So it's not like she has to, with the mother, they have to take care of one garden alone. So they are working together, and I can imagine that, the sun is shining, and they're making, uh, they have to work physically, and I think Micaela loves to sing, and when they work, they're singing Sevilla songs, folk songs, and yeah, she has a good influence on other people. I wrote down that too. And she also likes to make, if she has some time, or when she just want to have a rest, she sits down and makes, for example, puppets from dried flowers, or something they have there. And for example, at on Sundays, or whenever there's a holiday from the church, and they give people give presents to each other, she loves to make something, a small present, and she loves to give it to the neighbors. And yes, and in this scene, in the area, she has only one area. um I thought it's like Anne Trula from Stravinsky's Rake's Progress, because she's going after the man, because she knows that he's in trouble, and he chose the wrong path, but actually her motivation is her love and the um, her love, and that she wants to be with him. She knows him. She always thought that they will be together, they will marry each other, and they will have a life together. She imagined that, and she understands Don Jose's view. She understands Carmen's view, but she also she's jealous in a good way that Carmen is so free. So that Carmen is free, she's also thinking simple about life, but she can lose these, I would say, traditional thoughts about life. These bands, she can just lose them and be free. And Micaela is not able for that, but she can imagine how can how that feeling is to be a person like this and to be beautiful. And she also says that she's beautiful and she's dangerous. So of course it's painful for her that this girl brought her love in trouble, but also she understands their views. So I think that's important. And she's so brave. She just got there and just realized that, oh my God, I'm totally alone and I'm afraid. And I just try it. And it's good to try. It's good to do our best, and then we'll see. And she says, of course, because she's also afraid. She says that the mother is sick, and I don't know if this is really the reason she's calling Don Jose back. I think this is just, if you're not brave enough and you just need a help, so you say something that is probably true but not absolutely true, and you say it as a backup information for what you say to someone to reach something, to have something from him or from her. And this backup information protects her a bit. So it's not like her person naked comes there and wants him to come home. It's actually the mother. So I can imagine that the mother is sick, but this is also a practical thing to say for her. So she's singing, she's praying for God, that she knows that she's brave, and she accepts that she's so afraid, but she knows that it's a good thing to try to say it. And she also knows that it will be how it will be, and she cannot change life, but she can do her best, as I said. So because she knows that this was actually a good idea to come there and to try and to give Don Jose another chance, I mean, for a better life, not probably not to marry him, I mean, for Don Jose's sake. But it was a good idea because, yeah, it's she feels that, but it will happen how Lord wants that, she thinks. So she accepts everything, but she tries. She's motivated. She's in love. She has pain, and everything comes in one area. So it's quite exciting. And thank you for listening. Please subscribe so you will see how I continue learning this area. And at the end, maybe I will perform it here. Have a nice day.